almost 40 years ago, one of our greatest motorsport victories.
So, I'm a little confused. Actually, more like conflicted. I've been driving the 2024 Porsche 911 Dakar for more than a week now, and I still don't know whether I like it or not. Part of that confusion, actually confliction, is the result of the reactions I get to it from the public. On the one hand, old guys love it. They have memories of the 1984 Paris Dakar when Porsche jacked up one of its 911s and actually won the race. They look on this car with such envy. It's palatable. It's amazing the reactions we get. On the other hand, millennials and Gen Xers, you know, the ones that have traded in their love of iPhones and iPads for the love of sports cars, they look down on this car with confusion and contempt, actually. The first thing they wonder is, are you still allowed to advertise cigarettes on cars? And then they wonder, why is that old guy with the ridiculous Riddick glasses insisting on proclaiming his love of rough roads? The question is it worth it? Basically, a Dakar is a GTS mechanicals with some add-ons. So that means it has the standard 3-liter Boxer 6 producing 473 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. It's married to an 8-speed dual-clutch PDK transmission, and it transmits the power to all 4 wheels via 3 computer-controlled differentials. Like I said, it's basically a GTS under the garish paint job. That said, there are some novelties about the Dakar. The first thing you'll notice are the Pirelli Scorpion tires. For one thing, they're all-terrain. The full knobs, the full chunky, the whole bit. These are off-road tires at their max. The second thing that they've changed is they've added 2 modes to the electronic controls of the power, the differentials, and the traction control system. So besides normal and sport, the obvious, there's a rally mode, which basically transferring equal power to all 4 wheels. The better to be able to crawl at low speeds through sand and mud. So the thing that differentiates a full Zoot 911 Dakar versus an ordinary GTS is the suspension. Right off the bat, thanks to longer springs and longer shocks, the Dakar sits 50 millimeters taller than a garden variety GTS. On top of that, it has a mechanism that will automatically lift it 30 more millimeters. That gives you a total of 190 millimeters of ground clearance, which results in approach angles and departure angles just a little less than, say, a Subaru Crosstrek, which is kind of marginally off-roadish. Then the big question is do these upgrades, the blocky, chunky off-road tires, the 3 inches extra ground clearance, do they result in a legitimately capable off-road 911? Or is this just a styling exercise? One of the great tricks that Porsche has done is been adding a launch control to the rally mode. Watch. maybe there is something to this off-roading of a Porsche 911. Try that in your 911 Turbo. This is the fastest accelerating car, except for maybe the Lamborghini Storado Offroad. The combination of Porsche's excellent all-wheel drive system, the incredibly attractive Pirelli Scorpion AT tires, and my lord, does it handle well off-road. Okay, over the big bumps, you really do want a Jeep Wrangler. But this is a fairly rough road we're on right now, and the Dakar is really quite comfortable in this milieu. And then if you do find something slippery, slidey, that's a little smoother, good God, it's fun. You know, it's half a rally car, seriously. Back it into corners, gas it up outside, out. It just slides so controllably. It really is quite something. I'm doing my best Mika Hakkinen impressions here, and it's being really cooperative. Given that it's got Pirelli Scorpion AT tires, it's got jacked up suspension, it's got the silly roof rack with gas cans on top, does that make it a legitimate off-roader? Well, I think the first clue to the answer is look at all the freaking mud on the car. I mean, we got it seriously dirty. The other thing is that it surprised me how capable it is off-road. You know, the concept that anybody's going to take a car like this thing's worth, in Canada, with Trudeau's luxury tax, well over $300,000. There's only 2,500 of them made, and will 3 of them ever see serious off-road work? Well, that would be probably an optimistic viewpoint. Nonetheless, is it legitimately worthy off-road? It really is. I'll be honest with you, like on smoother roads, you can get your Mika Hakkinen on. You can slide it going into corners, you can jam on the gas coming out, and it'll just rip right out. The launch control system in the rally mode is just so cool. I mean, it literally accelerates almost as hard as the 3.4 seconds Porsche claims for when it goes on road. I mean, it's really exciting. And then when you get it on deeper trails, you know it'll never go up the Rubicon. On the other hand, it does a very good job of navigating trails that even some crossovers, like the aforementioned Subaru Crosstrek, would have trouble navigating. So, you know, in the end, it's not just about a pretty paint job and, again, silly roof rack with gas cans. The Dakar really has some legitimate off-road bona fides. And I'll tell you, it's one of the most surprising drives I've had so far this year. For Driving.ca, I'm David Booth.